Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna review one of my most favorite fragrances of all time. This is always in my special list, that list where I put fragrances that I love so dearly. All right. So as you can see from the title, it's going to be Burberry's London. In my honest opinion, one of the best offerings from that house, if not the best. So basically, let me talk about a little bit of Burberry's line. All right, Burberry serves for men and women. They have some fantastic fragrances for both genders, equally. So if you see ladies side, they have a lot of those beautiful fragrances which are worth actually more than men's fragrances. They have Miss Burberry, if I'm not mistaken. They have Burberry Brit for women. So yeah, basically Burberry's collection is also rich in the women's section as well. But today we're going to look at the men's side. All right. So this actually one of this is one of the two fragrances from Burberry that I own at this moment. Other one I showed you a few days back and I reviewed it. Burberry's Brit Rhythm. All right. This was my second purchase because this house actually is like I'm growing into that house, like really beautiful scents, and more I'm smelling them, more I'm loving them. So let me show you the packaging first, then we'll talk about a bit more of the other fragrances. All right. Okay. This is one of the most good looking and most creative and most vintage at the same time, and somewhat, I always say this fragrance represent UK, London for me. I visited London, UK, like back in 2012. This is what reminds me of that time. All right. So basically, as you can see, the pattern, typical Burberry, and then this famous sticker on here. It's not actually a sticker or printed. This is actually like a fabric which is glued in the mid center, and it also says 100 ml and the EDT concentration. All right. On the top, at the all the way around, you can see the similar pattern. It looks like those winter clothing. I'm trying something like this pattern. So I'm trying to go with the theme. So also at the bottom you get your batch code and stuff. Yeah, batch code and whatnot, all the information you need. And at the back also got some more information. Basically this is made in France, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let me check again. Yep, made in France. So basically very creative packaging, and many of Burberry's like presentation, it's really unique. Their house is really unique. They stand out in the crowd from the other brands. Like many designer brands, they just go with the typical, they don't bother much about presentation. Burberry's they do. So next, let me show you the real highlight. This is the bottle with, I call this Mr. Coat. It's wrapped around nicely with the clothing. Those who don't know, who never seen the bottle, this actually is wrapped around, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's glued as well, but it actually moves a little bit when you use it. So very nice feel to it. And another thing about the bottle is it doesn't say anywhere London. The fragrance itself makes a statement like that. As you can see at the bottom, you get your sticker and your all other information, just like the box. And I really love this cap. This cap, I think it's plastic, but then when you touch it, it feels like glass. It feels very nice and cold. So basically, I think the Burberry's London, a lot of thought went inside this fragrance. Not only just the fragrance itself, but the presentation as well. So it gives you that idea of what this fragrance is all about, right? So basically, yeah, let me come once more, just the way I usually do. Let's go with the the price. All right, this fragrance, as I have, this one is 100 ml, as I told you. This bottle, I think if you buy without discounts, it is going to cost you still a lot, $100, 100 US dollars for the 100 ml. They also have a 50 ml, if I'm not mistaken. Never seen that bottle, but that's around 60 to 65 USD. So basically, yeah. So what you get, what are the notes enlisted for this fragrance? All right. For this fragrance, Burberry's London, for the top we get lavender, bergamot, and cinnamon. All right. And then center stage, in the middle you get leather and mimosa flowers. All right. And then in the end, dry down, it's given as tobacco leaves, gayakud, and moss. So basically, it's a very festive fragrance. All right, let me say that at the beginning. All right, this fragrance is usually for people who actually celebrate Christmas, especially that time of the year when you are in a festive mood, holiday mood, and then you are at home, your Christmas tree is outside, lights are there, then reindeer, and you're doing your pot roast, your turkey is on, you're sipping your wine. It says there's a note of port wine in this. Never smelled port wine, but then yeah, the note of wine. Yes, I am very familiar with the smell of wine, red wine. So basically, yeah, this fragrance, what you're gonna get from it, all right? For the first, I just gave you the notes, but that's just the information that they provide in the websites, like, right? But then what you actually get from this fragrance, let me try to give you my experience or what I get, my nose catches, all right? So my nose detects on the opening when you spray the first time, all right? Let me show you actually. The sprayer works fine, beautiful sprayer, and yeah, let's just see, all right? Very nice sprayer. All right, let it dry down a little bit, and you can smell the beautiful, gorgeous scent of it. All right, this fragrance, as you can see, it's still wet. Let it dry down. It has a nice excuse me, nice concentration of the perfume oil, which hangs onto your skin. All right, so basically, when you spray it first, on the top, I never heard anyone mentioning it, but then to me, I'm gonna mention it. I just hope, just like there is a note, because I heard of notes of this fruit. I get the smell of guava, the green guava, the ripe one, the sweet one. If you can imagine the pink guava, like the green on top, but the inside got the pink. So when you cut it in half, and then you smell it, you take the fresh smell of the guava, pink or green mix of both maybe. That's what you get on the opening. That's what I get. All right, so it says lavender, bergamot. Yes, I get the bergamot a little bit. It's citrusy, it's sweet, citrusy, and cinnamony. So right from the beginning you get a gist of what you're going to get from this fragrance. As I told you, it's a festive fragrance, so basically that time of the year. This is not known to be a beast mode fragrance. It's not meant to be one of those clubbing fragrances. Maybe dating, yeah, at night, but this is a winter scent. I'm telling you, this is holiday written all over it. All right. So basically, in Bangladesh, where I'm from, we have Christians who celebrate Christmas, and then end of the year actually, it stays pretty cool. Like right now, all right, it's gonna be December, January, so the winter is on. So basically, even if I don't celebrate Christmas, but actually I like Christmas. I love the Christmas tree presentation I used to get when I was a kid. My dad used to bring when I was born in Russia. So basically, they used to celebrate Christmas there. So I used to get a lot of gifts. I have the pictures with the Christmas tree. My dad used to give me gifts. So basically, yeah. So that time you can imagine all your cooking going on. You're putting your meal, hearty meal for the family. Everybody's like coming over. And then you're cooking. A lot of spices that's going on. Sweet spices, not like I don't get any black pepper or that sort of a chili or cayenne pepper or Mexican chili or any of those spicy, that burns your nose. Very sweet, and then also gives you that feel of the wine slowly with that, the guava opening. If you can imagine, the guava is mixing with red wine. You dip that in, and they're soaking, inside that red wine. The sweetness of cinnamon, some other spices, sweet spices, so you're doing like maybe a dessert. All right, yeah, like you're cooking also inside the red wine. If you can imagine putting your pot roast or something is cooking inside the red wine, and then slowly, it transforms, because this is a fragrance that's short-lived. That's one. I think they purposely did this because many of the spicy fragrances, I'll come and give you example a bit later. For example, okay, let's just say what other fragrances contain spicy, like feel to it. I can remember CH Men, CH Men Privé. They also have a Spice Bomb, Bulgari's Man in Black. I also get Versace's The Dreamer. and also Prada Luna Rosa Sport. Why I mention those two? The last two basically has the tobacco note. If you know the sweet tobacco, bit wet feeling from it, like the wet tobacco leaves, like you smell that wet tobacco leaves, maybe right after rain or something, you take it and you sniff it. This also has on dry down. I'm not getting it yet, but this one on the dry down, you're gonna get that tobacco feel. So it goes with the fruity, the boozy, little bit sweet port wine, guava, from that cinnamon sweetness. Slowly it's coming towards that lavender little bit, yeah. But the prominent one, you get the wet tobacco leaf. Very nicely done, very very softly done, but it's prominent. So this one, it's more for the indoor uses, where you're going to use this. So basically, since this is not known to be a very beast mode fragrance, how many sprays and where? So as I just showed you, the spray works fine, so a lot of juice it gives, right? So I would recommend you go one on the neck, here, there, two, put one on your chest, two on your clothes, one, two, three, four. You go nuts, all right? You can spray as much as you want. It's not gonna kill anyone, choke anyone. People more likely gonna be entertained, gonna be very appreciative of this fragrance, because it's a likable scent. It's a very lovable scent. I know a lot of people, basically, who are from the colder countries. I know Chad from Canada. I know Greggy Boy from UK. These people, they really really love this fragrance. So, and I can see even Mark, my fragrance guru, he had a very nice review on it. If you really want to check in-depth review of it, this fragrance, check out his fragrance review, all right, on this. So basically, this one is loved by the cooler zone people who live in the colder countries. But for the performance, it doesn't give you the in like long sort of like you know strong performance like you get from Amen. Like, this is known to be a winter monster. This is not a monster, as I keep mentioning. Soft scent, cuddle scent, I'm telling you the purpose, all right? I think this one you can do, like, imagine you're indoors, it's at night. Outside you can hear maybe some insects buzzing, bzz, like that. You can absolute peace of mind. And then it's everybody maybe is indoors, no one's outside, you don't hear much noise, you're sitting by the fireplace, very cold outside, maybe having some sort of blanket on, or maybe like heavy clothing on, winter clothing. And then you're reading a book, and you're waiting for your potros to be done, turkey to be done. So once in a while, you know you get whiffs of it. So this one goes perfectly. It's like gourmandish feel because of that wine, and also, for as I mentioned, also the tobacco. So basically, tobacco we consider somewhat, you know because some people, they have different kind of tobacco. Some people chew the tobacco, some people smoke, they have the cigar and whatnot. So basically, the tobacco leaf, and then also the bergamot on the opening, the guava. So basically makes it a very spicy, sweet, fruity affair. So you can, I think, hug someone when they are visiting you. Let's say you're welcoming guests, give them a hug. They're gonna smile, because that's the sort of fragrance this is. You can pull this off throughout the whole year, if you're in the mood for it. You can do for any purpose. But what it really really goes for, like what this one really is best for, is that time of the year. I keep saying it. All right. So, like, Christmas time, holiday time, night time, that's where this is suited best. Who can wear this? In my opinion, I'm like, ladies, I think, yeah, ladies would love this too. I saw Natalie Patel. I saw one of the reviewers. She was reviewing this, and she says she often steals one or two sprays from her husband's bottle, and she really didn't want to give it to him. She wanted to keep it to him herself. So as you can see, it's a very lovable, lovely scent. They just go lovely. Sorry about the British accent, which I'm trying to copy, but I just love the way they say lovely. All right. So basically, longevity and projection, it lacks a little bit, because it's more like a skin scent. But when you spray it at first 1 hour, to project very nicely. So for projection, I think I'll give this like a 6. For longevity, some people get good performance out of this. For me, I get only about 2 to 3 hours. So basically, it's a performance kind of sucks. So, but as I mentioned, this was not meant to be for beast mode projection and longevity. All right. So for those two categories, I'm gonna give it like on average, let's say 6. All right. Let's be nice to this fragrance. For compliments, this is a compliment monster. I mean, not in a way people are going to find you sexy, alluring, and all. For a pleasant man, and for the holidays, that kind of mood, happy mood, there's a little bit medicinal, I must say. Also a little bit medicinal. You get the smell of those cough syrup or something, not in a bad way, or toothpaste sometimes. A little bit medicinal, I don't know, something in it. Yeah, a little bit medicinal, you can think of, but nice ones. All right. So for compliment, this one will go nicely. Ladies love this stuff, guys like it too. So you can apply throughout the whole evening. So you're gonna get compliments wise, I'm gonna give this 10. I'm not gonna cut any marks. So overall, despite it lacks in that projection and longevity department, I'm still gonna give this 10 out of 10. Why? Because of the smell. This is such a beautiful gem of a scent, like the smell immediately. I have really craved for this fragrance for a very long time. The way I bought this is crazy. I knew one shop near the airport, and my airport is actually in Kuala Lumpur, 1 hour away from my house. I drove like crazy. I had 25 minutes to go. I made it in 25 minutes just to get this fragrance before they closed because I was craving for it that much. The people thought I was crazy. I rushed in. They're putting the shutters down. I'm like, I need Burberry's London. Please, can I buy this today? They're like, we're closed, sir. I'm like, find a way, because I'm not going to leave without this. All right. So there are very few fragrances I did this sort of craziness for. So basically, the bottle presentation, very nice black bottle. You can see through the juice a little bit if you can pull down the cloth. And then the smell, just for the smell, it's worth that much. The whole vintage look, the whole theme for Christmas really works. And the fragrance that I mentioned before, the Spice Bomb, Men in Black, and maybe if you can think of some of the spicy thing like CH Men, they're sweet, but those are for night outs. Think of this more like you're staying indoors, you are enjoying your stay, you're enjoying cooking, you have your apron on, and you're in select like totally like a what do you call Christmas mode, like seasonal, those holiday mode. This is perfect for that. So basically, I won't say it's a must have for everyone. I'm not gonna put it like that, like Fahrenheit or David of Coolwater. I'm not gonna say it's a must have. Everybody has different taste. But moment I smell it, like in my world, I needed to have this. Needed to have it in my collection. Looks just great in my collection. The box and the bottle both, and the smell always cheers me up. So this winter I'm planning to wear this a little bit more. It's a sweetness, a little bit spiciness, a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of fruitiness, and then maybe if I'm cooking, I'm gonna put this on and enjoy myself in the winter because I am a chef, so I cook from time to time. If I'm cooking for my family or something for me, I'm gonna be enjoying this fragrance. All right. So basically, yeah, 10 out of 10, easy. All right, just because of the smell. All right. So that's all. I really wanted to cover this fragrance, and I'll tell you why this is special to me. This fragrance, you know, if you own it, like what's gonna happen to you. One last thing I'm gonna mention, you even if you never liked the House of Burberry, because for me, I was never a big fan of Burberry. When I started collecting, I was like, to me, longevity and projection, performance, these were most important thing. But then slowly, I started growing into fragrances like of this house. All right, and all of them have this beautiful powdery effect, with spiciness, bit colder weather, and even though they're made in France, and like, but the thing is, I feel this house has something to do with UK, the United Kingdom, England, so their kind of weather, this kind of fragrances that suit the best. All right, I'm gonna be buying some more fragrances from the House of Burberry, like the Touch I have in mind. I also happen to like Burberry's Chic. I think no, that's from Scarlett Herrera. The original Burberry Brit, and few other fragrances. I really am looking into those, because I'm digging their, the packaging, their spiciness, the tobacco, and then the powderiness, I'm growing to those sort of like night out scents. All right, so basically, yeah, you guys should take a look into House of Burberry, and this is the best in my opinion from the whole men's line. All right, so thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll talk about a few more fragrances soon, so until then, you take care. Good night.